Hey, that's right, guys. We are in Riley Hall with Ben Sunderlin. He's actually a graduate student in what he likes to call the bell layer. It's got a nice ring to it, no pun intended.
Yeah.
And I understand you're the only traditional bell maker in the U.S.
Yeah, I am. As far as I know, there are other bell makers in the United States, but they utilize modern technologies and synthetic materials. I pride myself on a traditional craft, and that includes the use of loam. That's an actual mix of sand, clay, horse dung, and hair, among some other things. And that material is used in order to construct molds with profiles or sweeps, and that's how it's been done for about 800 years. So I'm the only one in the United States that makes bells in that method, yes.
Pretty unique. How do you get into something like this, or how did you find your pathway into doing this?
Yeah, I actually discovered bell making in a ceramics class, oddly enough. I am an art student, and I'm here for my MFA, and I started making bells in a ceramics class, and I really liked the way that they rung, the way that they sounded, or as a bell maker might say, tintinnabulate. And then ever since then, I started to work in the foundry and try to cast them in bronze. And it's at that point that I started to understand a deeper meaning of the craft and where these things are made, how they're made. And then I started to write research and travel grants to France and England and the Netherlands and all over Europe in order to learn this craft, to bring it back to the United States.
And it's pretty complicated.
It is pretty complicated. There's a lot that can go wrong, and it has for a while trying to learn this craft. But I'm at a point now where I can successfully work the material, and I understand the sort of complexities of the profile and what that means in order for the tonal structure. And I have been working with a gentleman in Indianapolis named J.J. Smith. He owns his own business, and we have been sort of developing a casting program to try to get it out in the American landscape. So it's been a pretty exciting journey thus far.
And I hear you're actually gonna ring one of the bells for us.
Yes, I am. Here, and this is a bell that this is the first bell that I made in what you might say is the traditional method or an English method. So we can listen to that now.
It's very pretty.
So it has a ring to it. Yeah.
So how long does it take to make a bell like that?
Well, that bell is molded in a slightly different way. There are two different traditional techniques. One is a continental method and the other is an English method. This was made in the English method, which means that both sections of the mold, the core and the cope, were made independently and then pieced together. It took me a while to make that bell because I had to pretty much build all of my tooling and equipment in order to get it to that process. And it's also a rather interesting bell in that it is the first bell that was molded and cast in loam since probably about the middle of the 20th century. Wow. And it also is the first bell that was made in that fashion that also has been tuned to a 5-partial international standard, which that means that is the first bell that has ever been made in that method and tuned to those standards in the United States.
Pretty cool stuff, Ben.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's awesome to know. This is all some of the stuff going on here on campus at Notre Dame, and we'll be right back after this.